Sheppard, can you first start off by stating your full name, age, and where you were born?
Fred Albert Sheppard. My age is 79. I was born January 20th, 1930.
Okay.
Sherman, Georgia.
Could you talk a little bit about where you grew up?
I grew up in Rosedale. I don't know whether people realize it, but Rosedale is one of the oldest communities, well, the oldest community across the mountain, as we call it, which happens to be all black. We have problems as any other community had during this era of discrimination and segregation. Poor service from the city, things of this nature.
Okay. How has the community changed your life?
Changed my life quite a bit. It gave me incentives to do better. As Carver said, by my own bootstraps, I pulled myself up.
Right.
You know, and I think I did fairly well with the help of God. And the grace of God brought me through.
Yes, sir. When we say the word community, how would you describe the word community, and what does it mean to you coming from being a Rosedale citizen?
Well, a community is a group of people with one common goal, to help one another.
Yes, sir.
To survive.
Okay. All right, you tell me about your participation in CDC and explain what does CDC mean, the term CDC, and what all do you do?
Well, actually, it's RCDC, which means Rosedale Community Development Corporation. This more or less was formed from the Civic League, or part of the Civic League, which is trying to stabilize Rosedale community from encroachment by the bigger body, which is Homewood. They more or less want to feed on themselves because there's no expansion for Homewood as a whole, because they are what you would call landlocked. They can't move anywhere else, so they move within themselves, trying to find the least resistance, which would be the black community.
Right. Now, coming from Rosedale and being in the black community, how does it make you feel about Homewood encroaching on you guys?
I think it's a disgrace, because your community should be your greatest commodity. Your citizens are your greatest commodity.
Since they've been doing this new development, do you shop in the new stores that they put over there?
I don't, but I'm sure my mother does.
Right. And why? Can you tell us why you don't?
Well, first thing, it's not feasible for me to go way to Homewood to shop, but I can shop right over here.
Right.
On Green Springs.
Okay. Obviously, you feel like, do you feel the development is tearing down Rosedale?
Definitely so.
Okay. In what sense?
It's destroying the community as a whole. It's infringing on the citizens of Rosedale because they're displaced in them and not having a place for them to go. They more or less rezoning it for business, per se. And naturally, they offer them a little piece of money and they move on out, and then business moves in.
Looking back on Rosedale yesterday and today, and not just yesterday, like yesterday is yesterday, but years ago when you were coming up in Rosedale now, what's the main difference?
Well, there's quite a bit of difference, really. Integration brought a difference. I don't know whether it's good or bad.
Right.
They're more or less, they have a better community in a sense than it was then, now than it was then. But there's still a lot to be accomplished in the community, which Homewood body could help them quite a bit. In fact, they need what I would think the most important thing Homewood need in the city council is a housing authority, so as to get funds from the federal government to maintain the black community, which is more or less being encouraged on.
Okay. Now we talk about integration. Did you feel integration did a service to Rosedale or a disservice?
I think it did a disservice, really.
Why?
I would think because you had the best teachers, which was black, moving in the white schools, and they took the worst white teachers moving in the black schools. Mm-hmm. This is my interpretation of it.
Okay. I hear that a lot from older white people. Do you feel that education is less now than what it was then, or do you feel like the black teachers did a better job of teaching their own students, or what?
I think black teachers did a better job of teaching their own students. Okay. This is my own personal opinion. Because they have more to gain, the black kids and black teachers have a better relationship than white is related to black teachers, I think.
Yes, sir. How do you feel about the current state of Rosedale? You talked about, you saying the community is a little bit better now, but how do you personally feel about the community?
I think the CDC played a large part in trying to stop the encroachment in Rosedale. Mm-hmm. I think the citizens being more cohesive together is a common goal. Mm-hmm. And then you have some white people trying to help the people over in Rosedale too. I elected quite a few of them over there trying to help the people.
If it was anything that you could change about Rosedale today, what would it be?
I would move the business out of Rosedale and bring back the citizens that was displaced. That's what I would do.
Have you been keeping up with the citizens who have been displaced, or you haven't heard from them?
Oh yes, we have a more or less we have a situation where we come back and celebrate the people who have left Rosedale and went to Rosedale schools and who used to live in Rosedale. Every 2 years we have a homecoming, as you call it.
Okay. When everybody comes back to you guys' homecoming, obviously it's mixed feelings. Do you see more feelings of joy or hurt from leaving, or what?
Well, it's a mixture of both, really. It's a joy to come back home, as we call it. Mm-hmm. And it's a joy. It's sad to see how the community has deteriorated, because some of those people who came back, their homes are no more.
Right.
You know, and that's sad to them. And Rosedale High School is no more, which is hurting to them too. You know, because that's where they more or less receive their primary education from.
Let's talk about the high school. You have any phenomenal stories from the high school? You an athlete, or you thespian? Did you student government? Did you do anything in high school?
Not really. We had a good relationship with the white high schools during my time, because we used to go down there and sing, because we had a beautiful choir, and they had a beautiful choir too. Mm-hmm. On occasions, they come up there and sing to us.
Yes, sir.
On occasions.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fairly good relationship between, I would say, the echelon of teachers in schools, Rosedale and Shades Cahaba, that's what it was called then. But you don't have that anymore.
Yes, sir. Did you attend a school before or after the first and second burnings occurred?
Yes, I attended both of them. The first and second.
You were still in school when
yes.
both took place? Mm-hmm. How did it make you guys feel back then?
Sad, real sad. It's more like a community's going up. Your second home is being destroyed.
Did the burnings place a sense of fear or anger or what in the community?
Anger most.
Most
of it is anger. Mm-hmm.
Did you have any retaliation back then?
Not really. They never knew why it burned down, but you know, there's
people speculating.
Speculations, you know.
Okay. Did you know his attitudes got more bitter after the burnings, or?
Definitely say they were more bitter in the black community anyway, you know, because part of life had been destroyed.
Okay, let's talk about you. You said you have a 100-year-old mother who actually stays in Rosedale still.
Mm-hmm.
How does she feel about Rosedale now?
More or less the way I feel about it.
More or less?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so she doesn't like the area anymore or what?
Oh, yeah, she definitely loves the area.
She still loves the area?
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of hard to bring her out of there?
Yeah, she don't want to leave now. It's too late.
Home. Yes,
It's home.
It's home. Okay. Mr. Sheppard, I think that's it.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.